What's up, guys? We are back. Will and Nick Save the World. We are on episode 11 of season 2. No idea how we survived this long, but we made it. You know, it's like in the films when they're like, we're never going to make it, and then they make it in the end. That's kind of us, I feel like.
I haven't seen any films that they say that.
I've also don't know anyone who said we weren't going to make it this far.
Well, you guys just ruined my intro. So here's what I'll do. Let's just avoid it. And Ryan was ready.
I wasn't just like.
I just wanted to stop it and see if you would still be dancing or not.
I was just bobbing my head with it.
And I didn't even do the.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. That's why I was like, ooh, okay.
Anyway, so we had 2 intros.
Uh-huh.
That seems like kind of a record for us. Guys, how you doing tonight? Ryan, let's start with you, man, because you've been out for a week, and, it's good to have you back. Nick and I definitely missed you. You missed a lot of pooping pants talk, so really important, like, life-changing stuff. So how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Dude, I'm great. And Nick, I know you're sick, man. So Nick's here in spirit tonight. He's going to talk as little as possible. But Nick, how you doing, man?
Hello, I have a sore throat.
I was just expecting him to be like,
No, I'll say something. Like I told him ahead of time, I can still talk. I just prefer not to. But like Will said, I'm here in spirit. I'll chime in when I feel provoked.
Are you living in the sunshine?
Still living in the sunshine, for sure. Just with a sore throat.
Yeah, well, I've been there before. I mean, like I said, dude, I've had strep throat before, and I got it actually in high school when I was playing basketball. It was awful. So I don't know if that's what you have. I don't want to put that evil on you, but it's always possible.
I don't think so. I think it's just a minor case of inconvenience, if anything.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, tonight we got more 10 questions for life. I don't know if I phrased that correctly, but we're going to go with it because we were supposed to do the top 10 questions for life last episode, but Nick and I got really deep into talking about how we pooped our pants, and then we never got through the full 10 questions.
Which maybe worked out better.
and now I'm here to answer, even if you want to go back and ask the couple.
Ryan, before we get into that, though, do you want to talk about pooping your pants?
I'm glad you asked him that.
I mean, I don't remember what grade it was. I don't
12
think,
maybe?
like it. No, definitely not 12. But like it's really young. I think it was like I want to say it was nap time, and like I thought I had to like fart and like squirt it a little bit, and then I was like, and so I knew I had to go to the bathroom, so I was on my way, and then I was like, oh, I squirted a little bit. This one's actually a fart, and just like. Like I felt like just like a massive ball in my underwear that
what
I had to like.
Intro.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Is that how you explained it to your teacher when you're like, I gotta go? I just squirted a little doo-doo in my
No. I just asked if I could go to the I just said I need to go to the bathroom or something like that, and just trying to figure out what to do. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but
Bro, Nick told me, he said high school was when potty humor was still top tier comedy. It still is. It still is. I've never gotten past that immaturity, dude. There's nothing about potty humor that's not hilarious to me. So Ryan, this sounds like it was pretty young.
Yeah, I want to say definitely. What is it? Elementary school. I don't know how old you are in elementary school, but like one of the first years of elementary school.
5 or 6, something like that.
Probably something like that.
Funny enough, that's when Nick pooped his pants.
I was gonna say same age.
That's when it's still like kind of acceptable. It's not like it's not fully frowned upon, but it's also not like
if you're gonna poop your pants, do it as young as possible so no one remembers it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's more accepted.
Honestly, I want to ask, what percentage of the population do you think is shit their pants? Let's just say from school age on.
Define it though, because like, what if you just like squirt a little bit? Like, does that still count?
I mean, you still
have
shit in your pants. I mean, I don't think it matters, Ryan. If you just have a little bit of poop in your pants, are you gonna be like, it's cool, and just keep going about your day, or are you gonna fucking clean up?
Well, yes, but like, what if you just leave like a little bit of like a little skid mark or something like that? That's not like that you don't notice until like that night when you like take them off.
Don't notice. I don't know, dude. I've never not noticed shit in my pants. You know. I've only shit my pants like that one time, but trust me, there's times where I have to go to the bathroom real bad, And I'm like, oh, I might not make it. And sometimes there's some questionable farts, but I am checking like immediately. And it's usually like on the way. Do you guys ever? Oh my God, this is what our podcast has devolved to. Whatever. I'm risking my sore throat for this shit. All right, so you guys ever use the restroom in a public place and you're like, there's no way my ass is touching this seat, bare buns, right? So you might have to shit real bad, which is why you're in a public restroom in the first place. And you're trying to like wipe down, lay down some TP, but you're like, I'm gonna shit. Like, there's been so many instances where it's like, I've laid down the basis for my buns to land on, and it's like as I'm like reaching ass on seat, just
it's yeah.
Dude,
you gotta.
That's
hover.
why. Oh, I was gonna say, or there's the places that have like the plastic things, like for the toilet.
Yeah,
seat.
they do. They do. Yep. Because they know their toilet seats are horrendous, and you're gonna get probably crabs if you sit down on that seat.
I mean, or there are places like some of the places I've worked have them. Like even if it's not a big office, they still have them out of, I assume, like convenience and cleanliness.
Gotcha. Courteous.
Yeah,
it is courteous. But yeah, that. So Ryan, I think that's just the time. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it then, man. I've never done it, but I've had many a close calls. But like I said, I did somehow smear poop all over that lady's desk. So, like, yeah. So I mean, it didn't smear. It's not like it was like dripping. I just like rubbed it in the desk, but it was like it was just dripping out of the bag. And she was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's not what you think it is. It can't be."
See the adult version of pooping your pants is clogging the toilet because it's still not fun.
Dude, clog. I know you said
because then you gotta because then you gotta do that and like some turds will come back and stuff like that, or like they won't go down. It's just not good. It's not a fun
clogging
time.
the toilet's never fun. I've done it. I've definitely done it.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but Nick
I said that's
right.
why I said it's the adult.
Maybe
version
clogging the toilet at like a new love interest's house. That's like closer.
Flooding
but if you clog
the toilet.
If you clog your own toilet, I mean, who gives a shit? Yeah, it sucks. It's an inconvenience, but it's not like shitting your pants. That'd fuck up your whole day.
At the same time, like if it's just a little bit, no one really knows as long as you make it to the bathroom and kind of clear it up.
I think it would fuck up your whole life.
Mood.
I got a question.
People knew. Okay.
Guys, this is my favorite would you rather. Okay. Would you rather piss your pants every day or shit your pants once a week? There's a correct answer.
Probably poop my pants. Yeah.
Once a week, because then once it's gone, once you've done it that week, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay, see, that's the argument that a lot of people bring me, but I'm pissing my pants every day, and here's why. Okay, if you shit yourself while you're sleeping, you fucked everything up. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather shit my pants like out at a restaurant or at work or something like that because I can just get rid of those drawers. It's not a big deal. If I piss my pants, like it's a little bit, it's an inconvenience if it's happening every day. But
see, here's the counter to that, there, Nick. You're supposed to wash your sheets once a week, right? If you're shitting your sheets once a week, it's perfect. It gives you incentive to actually wash your sheets and stay, on a good plan with it.
Plus, my counter argument to that is, what if you peed in your sleep for the day and it literally soaked into your mattress?
Right.
Like your poop's not going to get to your mattress; it's going to stick on at like surface level. Like you might smear it a little bit if you roll in your sleep, but it's not going to soak down through them into your mattress.
Don't smear your poop in your sleep. Stay in one spot. Don't roll around. If you know, if on this hypothetical, if you know that's the one night every week where you poop your pants,
or you literally just wear a diaper.
Yeah, I probably wear
a diaper to bed. There's adult diapers.
Either way, I'm wearing a diaper. Adult diapers all the way, baby.
Can you plan it, Nick? Can you plan when it's gonna happen?
So look, if you shit your pants first thing Sunday morning, it's like hell yeah. I'm going partying all week. But if it's Saturday and you haven't shit yourself yet, you might be like, hey, boys, I can't go out tonight.
Right. I'm
not shitting my pants in the club. So
I have this curse once a week. I don't know when. It could be any point, but
yeah. I think a real killer week would like shit your pants Saturday night and then Sunday morning, and you're like, cool, I got nothing more. I guess the Saturday night thing is irrelevant because as long as you do it Sunday morning, you're good for the rest of the week.
You're like, I can play Genshin the rest of the week without worrying about having to shit my pants.
What if you force yourself to do it? And what if you're like, I got to do it at least once? Might as well make me do it when I
doesn't count. The bowel movement genie still strikes.
Okay, just
So if
trying
you
to
shit
find
your pants
loopholes.
multiple times, that's not on the genie. Yeah, the genie's gonna
That's on
make
you.
once-
That's
yeah,
on
right.
you just being
Right.
fucking not timely enough.
Oh, okay.
That's for
Um,
you for drinking that milkshake. Never should
oh
happen.
boy, yeah, that'll get you. That
Yeah.
will get you. Hey, I got a question though. Will brought up how often you're supposed to wash your sheets. When is the last time you washed your sheets?
I actually just washed mine like a
2
week
days
ago. I'm
ago.
probably on a 2-week schedule. I should be on a 1 week, but mine's about 2 weeks.
2 days ago.
Damn. Yeah,
'Cause
I
my
washed
dad
mine.
did.
I washed mine 2 weeks ago, but it's not in the forecast for like the next 2 weeks for me
Right.
either. If I do
That's
it
how
like once
guys
a month,
are.
I'm like, ah.
Well, I did it because my dad's here. So the other big news is that this is the last week of this background. Hopefully, we're painting a couple of the bedrooms in my house. So
Ryan's
hopefully,
evolving, Nick.
so
before
hopefully
our very
we'll get
eyes.
hopefully we'll get this one painted. But I'm hoping to like boom my setup, so we'll have different background. And then
You
then
just
slowly
spray
there'll be
paint
an,
the wall.
I was gonna say then hopefully there'll be like an evolution as you guys can see like come together, stuff like that. It'd be cool. Because I want to move this to my room. I have 2 monitors, and then I'm going to mount my TV above it so that when I'm laying in bed, I can see my TV. So because it'll be higher up on the wall. Right now, it's just on the floor, and like part of my bed cuts it off. So like I have to be like laying on the side or something if I wanted to. Or honestly, I don't even use it. I literally just watch stuff on my laptop. But now that might change.
Like what?
Like what? What do you mean? Oh. I've watched it. I've been watching a show. I think it's called Manifest on Netflix.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Pretty good. It's
Yeah.
about, so I don't know if it's inspired by, but it's kind of like the Malaysia flight that went missing. But in this show, they come back 5.5 years later. And then it's kind of about like how they're adapting to life. They have some other stuff going on. Don't want to spoil anything, but just it's about that, and it's pretty interesting. It's got some government concepts like that. They've made me think, like always, are people following me? Like, but it's really cool and interesting.
You think people following you is cool and interesting?
Well, no. I meant the show is cool and interesting. Like today, I had like a blacked out like Chevy SUV like pull out of a parking lot. Like I passed it, like it pulled out behind me and then took a couple turns with me. I was like, oh no, what's happening? And then they eventually like went a different way. I was like,
So, okay, guys, we've talked about poop and Ryan's setup for long enough. Here's the thing. We got some serious life, hard-hitting questions to talk about tonight. And honestly, they're from Teen Vogue. So I'm not sure how hard-hitting they are, but we're going to make them hard-hitting. And there's 71 of them. So here's the thing. We only need like 10, but we're never going to get through 10.
I was gonna say, have you heard how much we talk? We can
barely get through like Nick and I got through like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3's perfect.
So 3 is perfect. So we're gonna do top 3 questions, top part 2 questions for life, whatever. Like, so what we're gonna do, guys? I'm scrolling through this list. There are some things here to talk about.
Okay.
So here's I think one that I really want to talk about. Number 13. Do you have any regrets? And if so,
regrets.
why?
No
Like maybe
regrets.
pick your top 1 or 2 regrets. So, Ryan, let's start with you because you've been out for a week.
No regrets.
No regrets ever?
I feel like it's kind of weird, but I feel like everything is meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason, and you should just learn from it. So I think everything I've done, everything that's happened, it's just a life lesson that I need to learn from. It's the past. The past can't go back and change it. No reason to dwell on it.
I would
Dude,
actually agree.
That's really sound advice right there.
Nick?
But I have a regret. I regret not filming shit from the time I was in high school.
He always says that, right?
I've talked about this more than
That's
once.
true.
Hell
Right.
yeah, man. Some of my high school friends, like we'd be filming skits and shit for like school projects. Like if there was an option to like write a paper or do something or shoot a video, it was always 100% of the time shoot a video. And they would be trash. But you know what I mean? It was fun. We enjoyed doing it. It was like skit stuff. But I didn't know at the time that YouTube was like a thing / going to be a thing. And if I could have only known, if I could have only had the wherewithal as a teen, that shit would be amazing.
Yeah.
But like Ryan said, everything for a reason. I'm not necessarily like, I don't regret it. I don't like get like hung up over it every day. But if I go back in time and change one thing, yeah, I regret not having known enough then.
Right. I'm with you guys. Like like I feel like we've all had a lot of bad experiences in life, especially at the time where you look at it and you're like, damn, this fucking sucks. Like you can look at it and be like, I feel terrible, like either a breakup or whatever the case may be, right? But then you look back on it and you're like, man, without that happening, I wouldn't have had this happen, which was a great thing, right? So it's like sometimes you got to subtract in order to and to add, right? Sometimes you do. Confucius on you. That's basically what I'm doing here. Like I think, yeah, like sometimes I feel like that's why there's always regrets in some sense, like in terms of like maybe I would have done this or would have done that slightly differently. But I think it's better to almost not have them because, like Ryan said, that's perfect. You can't go back. You can't go back. Short of a time machine, which doesn't exist yet. Maybe we'll invent one on this show. But if we do, we'll share it with you guys. If not, like, I mean, you can't go back, right? So you might as well just keep moving forward and just be like, you know, like I learned from my failures primarily. I mean, I feel like, you know, they said that in Star Wars, even the most hated Star Wars film, The Last Jedi, they said the greatest teacher failure is, right? Star Wars, Yoda drops some knowledge. Little green alien, he drops some knowledge every now and then. So here's the thing, man. He's wise beyond his years. He's a great Jedi, and that's a great lesson for life, right? So I feel like Ryan and Nick, you're both right, and Ryan probably even more so because you dropped it first. So I'm going to say that that's some serious wisdom that you dropped, and that week off definitely helped you, you know, build up some wisdom along the way. What do you think, Nick? Do you agree?
I agree.
I was going to add on, I feel like if you spend too much time like dwelling on the past, you're also like tainting like the present and the future, where like you could be, you know, planning stuff or doing stuff now to, you know, make you happy or even like make up for it as opposed to sitting here dwelling on it.
That's true. Really There's no better time than now.
That was probably the quickest question we've ever answered.
Yeah, what the hell? That wasn't very save the world style.
I probably shouldn't go first. My bad.
I know you dropped too much wisdom there. So here's another question, because we can't really project the future very well, but this is kind of like an interview question. Where do you hope to be 5 years from now, 10, 15 years from now? Whoever wants to go first, feel free to jump in. Or if you want me to go first, I will.
I mean, do you know your answers?
Not really.
So I have a second
I'm gonna
one.
wing it.
I have one to counteract. I guess come off the back of this one whenever we're done with it. But.
Okay. Because I feel like for me to answer that question, like where do I want to be in 5 years? Wherever I'm meant to be. That's how I feel. Like honestly, yeah, live in the sunshine, like Nick said, right? Live in the sunshine. Don't get too caught up in where you're supposed to be or where you need to be. That's just my perspective on life. A lot of people differ from that. Some people have like very lofty goals. Like I want to be an NBA player. They would see themselves in the NBA in 5 years. That's fantastic. Set those goals. For me, I'm an easygoing guy. I like to go where life takes me. So I feel like that's, you know, ultimately I'm not a huge believer in religion. Like I'm not super religious, but I am a believer in like fate and destiny. So I do kind of feel like, you know, you always end up where you're supposed to be. And again, what'd you say?
Is it the games?
Yeah, no, not the games. I never played Destiny. But what I'd say is like basically I feel like in the hardships you endure, like they're for a reason. They're for you to grow and evolve and learn. And that's why they exist. They exist because you wouldn't grow and evolve and learn without those bad things happening to you. So I feel like that's just like the biggest thing. I mean, like if you don't experience those, everything's great. You stay exactly the same forever and no one changes and evolves and grows. So I feel like, yeah, over 10 to 15 years, some bad shit I'm sure is going to happen to me. And I'm going to look at that and be like, hey, I learned something valuable from this. So that's kind of what I get from it. I mean, I know that's probably a cop-out answer, but I really don't. It's not like I mean, I have a family in 5 years or 10 years or whatever. Like, I just like, if I don't, then that's how it was meant to be. So
I think it's a tough question too, because if you'd asked me that, I think we've talked about it on here before. Like, if you asked me that question when I was like 18, I'd be like, in 5 years, like I'll probably be married with like a kid or something like that. And then 5 years later, or, you know, let's just say when I'm 25, I'm like, holy shit, I'm so glad that's not the case. Maybe in 5 more years. And now here I am 30 and I'm like, holy shit, I'm so glad that's not the case. Right. You know what I mean? So like time, it's like very, it's subjective to who is like looking at it, whether they're looking forward or backwards and everything like that. I'd say for me, like, I'd rather focus on like a much shorter term goal. Like, what is a goal that I can reach out and like say, hey, if I work hard doing X, Y, and Z, I can make this happen in, a month, 6 months, something like that. Then try to project out like 10 years. What? Like, I have no idea. And whatever I think might be cool 10 years from now, 2 years from now might be like, that's stupid as shit. You know what I mean? Who knows? We might have flying cars in 10 years. And what I think is cool now won't matter.
So 2 things off of that. One of them was like, my question was going to be like, when you were younger, where did you see yourself at this age? Like, how is it different? Stuff like that, which you kind of answered. And then my other one was, I forgot my other one. But so what I was going to say is, like, for example, when I was younger at 25, which I am now, I always thought, I'd be married with a house, kids, like with a nice, like a decent job, being able to support them, stuff like that. Like I've got half of it. Like I've got a decent house, I've got a decent job. I just don't have a family, which is that's definitely not something you want to or can force. And I mean, as much as like I think it would be cool to have one, I'm not saying here like, oh, it sucks so bad. Like I feel like it'll happen when it's meant to happen, type thing.
You might think you can't force it, but you could get a mail order bride and adopt a couple kids. So it's only a couple, easy payments of XXX away.
Yeah, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie did it. They adopted a bunch of kids.
Well, I'll adopt puppies in the meantime.
Yep. That's I feel like the good middle ground. Like if you want kids and it's just not happening for you at the moment, get a dog. Yeah. Get a dog or something similar like that. That's what I would say. So, but I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to be a professional wrestler. So I'm not quite that, right? So because I mean, I could do it. Like I could pick up Ryan and give him the DDT, but like I'm not going to. So
what another thing I wanted to say is that like Nick said, what you want in like the future is very subjective and time based, and like what I want now could change within the next couple months, if not a couple years. Like, so it all just happens when it happens, and you just kind of got to go with it and hope it makes like you happy. Because like I'm also in the process of trying to figure out what I do truly want. Because I mean, I feel like I've been just I've been thinking one way for most of my life, and I feel like I need to think for like myself and find out what I truly like, because I feel like there's a lot of things I like, but at the same time I won't go do them on my own. So do I truly like them? Is it doing them with others, like just hanging out with other people, like just trying to figure that kind of stuff out?
Well, you got to figure out your background first.
We're working on it. I got plans.
Because that is the foundation.
Because we talked about what do you like, Ryan? What do you want in your background? Like, what are the things you like? So that's what we need to figure out first.
Well, I can tell you. So first, the main thing is going to be the background is, one, is going to change colors, and two, it's going to change a little bit because it's going to be in a different room. Then, so the wall's going to be different colors. Even this wall is going to be a different color, but we won't be in this room. Then I want to do some like nano leaves in the back. I don't know what design I'll put them in yet. And then maybe like a couch to like, if I don't want to lay in bed, I can sit on my couch, watch TV, something like that. And then I assume like I could probably put like maybe a picture or like a shelf with some other stuff on it if I wanted to. But like you said, we got to figure it out.
But what stuff, Ryan? What stuff do you like that you would put on there?
We gotta figure it out.
He's gonna put Pokemon cards, dude.
You know what I have figured out for whenever our first guest of this season is gonna be? We should get a fortune teller. And we should tell them, or let them ask a couple questions, and then they can tell us what we'll be doing in 5 years.
Miss Cleo, is she available?
Maybe
we could reach out. I thought she was in jail or something.
Maybe like a distant cousin.
We could Zoom call her to the prison. She might answer.
I missed the opportunity for a joke. There was I was watching one video a while ago, and like one of the questions they asked, it was like a blind dating one, and they asked somebody like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" The guy just goes, "Dead." I was like, I missed my opportunity for it. It is, but I feel like that's kind of like one of my sense of humor. So
it's like, I kind of just feel like that's my plan.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
If I'm lucky,
Nick, what did we get into with Ryan? We got to get him straight, man.
But what I was going to say is that like, I feel like fortune tellers, they always want to like hold your hands and stuff. So it might be harder over like a Zoom call, or we could just see if we could record go to one like all together and see if we could record one.
Dude, if the fortune teller has to hold my hand, they're not nice enough. Okay, I can let them read my palm from here.
I was gonna say, I feel like
over Zoom.
So I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of them are like very generic in their responses, and like
Hell yeah! I
they
mean,
use a lot of like statistical stuff of like if they want to say, you know, there's like turmoil in the family because like, you know, not maybe like a lot of families have some issues at some point, you know, so it's like an educated guess of like, you know, they're probably having family issues if they're here, or like relationship issues, stuff like
bro,
that.
I'll just say what I think you're getting at. I think the shit's fake for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But I think it would be funny. I think it would be neat. They'd be like, I see transportation. Do you own a car?
Or what if we our like intent was to literally just throw them off with like family turmoil. I don't have any family left.
All right. Like, have you ever like transportation, Nick? Like, I see. I like. Will you fly on a plane in the next 3 years? It's like something like
Right?
I probably will.
that. I like Florida. Florida. Oh, I see Florida.
Right? Yeah.
I see Disney World and Star Wars.
Right.
And Will speaks up and he's like, nope, that's
No,
actually
no,
me.
that's me. You're thinking of me.
I think you're reading of me.
Yeah, you're
Right.
reading me. You're looking at my palm. Here it
You're getting
is.
us mixed up.
Read my palm. Read mine.
Right.
Do I get to go to Disney too?
Yeah, right. I want to go to Disney. Nick's not going without me. That'd be me, dude. I'd go. But for real, okay, guys, I got
shit.
the next question. This is gonna be a good one. And here's the question. Let me just preface with saying this: you can't answer with saying fart, okay? Because here's the question: what do you do when no one else is around?
Nothing.
Ryan's like an NPC, bro. If there's nobody to interact with him, he just fucking sits there. What the
NPC.
hell?
I literally like.
He just
I'll
like
literally-
stares at the wall.
No, literally, if there's no one to like play games with or anything, I'll literally just lay in bed and watch like YouTube or Netflix.
That's
I'll
normal.
literally-
Just as
I'll
long as you don't
literally
live there
nothing.
and look at the ceiling for 5 hours, that's not normal.
I'll literally either do that until I'm tired enough to take a nap.
Oh,
Like
man.
I don't
What an
do
existence.
anything. Right? That's
Dude,
why.
you know,
That's why it's
what
been
I
happening
do-
for 5 years.
what I do when no one's fucking. You said when no one's looking or no one's
no
around.
one's around, yeah.
It's almost the same shit. I fucking scream. That's
Really?
what I do, specifically at work. Because I was like, when is nobody around? Because like when I'm working, I'm driving by myself a lot. And due to the nature of my job, I get frustrated a lot. So I would never do it in front of people. And like if I'm home, I'd be streaming, you know, chatting, blah blah blah, doing whatever. I'd be like interacting and shit.
He screams on there sometimes too. It's okay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's
But
hilarious.
that's more for entertainment value. I'd be like pissed off screaming in the truck just because I know nobody else is there. That's what I do because
That's
I
how
don't
your
want
voice went away.
It
Now we
could
know.
be too much screaming,
I was about to
too
say,
much
I-
screaming and frustration.
If I'm like playing like video games, I'll scream more when like I'm playing with someone than if I'm on my own. I'll just be like, I'm done. Just like
No,
I'm out.
yeah, if I'm on my own, yes. A lot of times I'll be like, man, screw this, and I'll just get off.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like I try not to like in a serious manner if I'm around people. But if I'm by myself, I'd be screaming all sorts of curse words, and then I feel better. So,
Well, the funny thing is, I also don't curse when no one's around either. So, well, I also don't talk when no one else is around either. so
Yeah,
it
you
wouldn't
don't
make
want to talk
sense.
when no one else is around.
Even in my head, I like change out the curse words.
I've always heard the rule is if you answer yourself, it's a problem. Like if you talk to yourself, but if you answer and respond, then it starts to be a problem.
Nah, I don't think so. Because I think that's how I like problem solve shit sometimes. I'll be like, okay, so for example, work example again. If I'm like, okay, I got this and this and this to do today, like, how should I do it? And I'll be like, okay, like if I do this, and I'm like, okay, that could be good or that could be good.
I was
It's
gonna
like
say,
problem solving.
I was gonna say, I
interdialect.
feel like it's one long like I feel like in that sense, it's more of a rhetorical question, and it's like an internal monologue as opposed to you literally talking to yourself and having
I
like
definitely
multiple
don't do it
personalities.
outspoken.
No, but I mean, like even in your head, you're literally like, I do the same thing of like, oh, I need to go get this, and this, or like, am I forgetting something? And then you like kind of go through everything like you're thinking of, and like, oh yeah, I need this, but that's not really like answering yourself. You're just trying to like jog your own memory and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's about accurate. That
For
sounds
me,
about right.
I feel like what I do when I'm not around is when I'm not around other people, rather, I tend to just ponder about what I'm gonna do throughout my day. You know what I mean? And I feel like what I mostly do is think about like for one, like I try to reflect on each day, like, that went well, that didn't go well. I don't say it out loud, obviously, but I'll think of it in my head. And sometimes, like you, I think said Nick, like I will, like if I'm problem solving, I'll kind of talk out loud a little bit, like if I'm just kind of like, I'm like, oh man, why did I do that or something, like I need this. Like if I say I'm going to the gym and I walked out and I forgot my AirPods, I'll be like, shit, man, I forgot my AirPods. And I'll say it out loud and walk right back up, right?
I do the same thing actually.
I was just saying, I do it like internally, but like I have like sometimes I'll have like an internal dialogue if I'm doing stuff just to kind of like keep me in the moment, make sure like I'm not forgetting anything, stuff like that. Like yeah, I'm like if I get to the gym, I'm like I got this, I got that. I need my lock, I need whatever, and then you go in and then like you're working out, you're like, all right, like while you're working out, like you count, and then in between sets, you're like, okay, I have 2 sets of this left, I have this left, this left, whatever, should take me this much time. And then like you go through and then you get to another point, or like you finish those, you're like, okay, next is this. And you're like, okay, still on track, or oh no, I'm a little bit behind, need to step it up type thing.
Yeah. I'll do that. Like, and yeah, I definitely feel like when you're alone, that's where I think you can do most of your reflection. And that's what I think is like one of the best things. But when it comes to that's another question. But Ryan, I want to ask you guys real quick. When it comes to the gym, what music do you guys listen to? What gets you going at the gym?
To be honest, most of the time, I just don't go to the gym,
That's a good way to answer the question.
But no, when I was going, I was always there like with somebody. So I didn't really listen to music, bro. I just be like in there. I'm one of those psychopath people that just be like in there.
See, well, I wouldn't say they're psychos, but like the people that don't have the music are like they're there for like a reason, and like that like they have like they're strong enough to like mentally like get themselves like in the zone, and like those are the guys you don't really want to like mess with or talk to if like when they're like in their like you can tell when you're in your zone, you just want to like stay out of their way, any shape or form. You don't want to mess that up,
right? Like you don't want to ask them, be like, hey man, like how do you use this machine? They look at you like yeah, they'll flex on you. Maybe if they have a tattoo, like
there it is.
Ryan, you missed it last week. Nick set me up, dude, big time. He plugged it for me. I forget how he did it. I forget how he did it, Ryan, but Nick actually set it up. He was like, yeah, like Will has a tattoo. He was like, Ryan's not even here to see this.
Yeah. Dude, if I'm doing cardio, I listen to music, but yeah, if I'm lifting weights, I'm just like raw dogging it. Raw dogging it while lifting weights, bro.
One of the things I was going to ask is, since now that we're only 2 days into July now, do you guys want to do like or find something like to like one of the like programs to not really like better your life, but like improve like your well-being of like the like 5 things you need to do each day, whether and just like keep each other accountable, like on the like we could start the podcast off by like checking in, okay, yeah, or like even in the group text, it'd be like, oh, I got mine today, did you guys do yours, stuff like that.
You see, normally I would be all on board for something like that, and like Will's been sending us like some running things. Kudos to Will for getting out there and getting some cardio in. And me of the past would be like, hell yeah, that's the type of shit that would excite me. But I'm going to be honest, if we do something like that, I'm probably not doing it because my day is booked. Like, I feel like I work, I get home, and then I do social media work.
Well, so my thing is that it doesn't have to be like, for example, one of the content creators I watched, I think they did like, it was like cold showers instead of hot showers. It was like drinking a certain amount of water, like, and it was like reading for like 15 minutes on something you're interested in, and then like they have like a workout. But Nick, you do like, I'd say your work is your workout. Like I would qualify that as it. So like we could find other stuff outside of that you can do. But let's talk about the 5-mile runs you tried to get me to do, and I couldn't walk for a couple days. Because like I literally had to walk a couple to like force it, and then my legs were just like not happening, dude.
You talking about since Will's been sending photos?
No,
something previous.
No, remember when me, you, and I feel like, well, I think the other Will was supposed to do it with us, but it ended up being me and you.
Yeah, this is like a year ago.
You do these 5-mile runs in 40 minutes. It took me almost 2 hours.
I used to run my ass off.
Like 5 miles in 40 minutes. That's pretty good.
Oh, dude, yeah. I was running all the time. Like, especially when I was living in Rockville, I would go running after work every day. I would run after work every day or before. If I worked late, I would run in the morning and I would do like 3 miles, like minimum. I'd be doing like 8-mile days just for shits and gigs, bro. But that's before I started doing like a lot more social media stuff.
Well,
so now I don't got time.
I was gonna say the thing I warned Nick about beforehand is like I was a baseball player. I'm programmed for 90 feet at a time, 180 is the stretch, let alone 5 miles. So I knew going into it was going to be a struggle, and it was. I didn't make it through the full month. I literally like pushed my legs to like the like all I could, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I remember it more now. Yeah, that's the thing though. To me, like, and we've talked about this before, maybe before Ryan joined us, but like me and Will play baseball. Ryan played baseball as well, so you can like chime in on this. I feel like baseball is like one of the worst sports to like take seriously, as far as like if you don't make it like in the majors, you screwed yourself. You can't go play baseball by yourself. It's trash. And like you said, it's like, I mean, I guess it's good for like short like bursts. You know what I mean? Like
I was
90
fast.
feet, like you
I
said.
was not fast at all.
You can play cardio, or not cardio, softball.
Yeah, but softball, you still need a bunch of people. Like basketball, you can go shoot hoops with like yourself or like 1 or 2 other people.
Like
tons of fun.
Soccer, you can kick about a ball, you know.
Well, but soccer is good for like cardio. That's what I'm saying is like the skills with baseball. Like I do like running.
True.
I don't really do it anymore. But like soccer would prepare you something like that, and you can just go out running. It's a nice time to like clear your head and just like.
Yeah, football you can put some pads on and just like set up a bunch of dummies like scarecrows and
that's
try to juke them out.
I feel like
football?
So I feel like football
post or like later.
You can throw the ball to yourself, just throw it in the air and then run and catch it.
Nope, that's trash. You've convinced me football's on the list now too.
I disagree because football, I feel like a lot of football's in the weight room and it sets you up for like good workout habits. So like
that's a good point.
Like baseball, like we worked out and everything, but it wasn't like as intensive as like I'm pretty sure like football people did like 2-a-days, like they were on like workout regimens, on eating regimens, like they're set up for like if they want to continue to be like fit and healthy to just continue that, and they're fine.
That's also about the tennis life, dude. You need 2 people, that's it. Sometimes only 1.
That's smart too. Dude, I have an unproven theory about baseball. Okay, this is my biggest takeaway from playing baseball for so many years. I haven't been in an altercation, in a fist fight in a long time. But I have a feeling that after throwing a baseball for so many years, that if it came down to it, I have a feeling I could hit somebody in the face a lot harder than the next man, because throwing a baseball is, you just close your hand and you're basically throwing a punch. Whereas, you know, say you played football and you were like a lineman, that's not like a natural motion, I don't think.
It is, because you go up like that, and that's like a jab. Like you go like up to. Like,
I'm throwing haymakers, bro. Haymakers, okay? I'm looping around like I'm going from center field to the plate, baby.
They're just gonna jab you. Like it's so easy to see coming.
See, Ryan, dude, Ryan's gonna knock you out, Nick. So
that's because I did karate for.
Oh, you did karate
a lot of my life. Yeah, I got to so from like really young to I think like 12, I got to like a 2nd degree black belt, and then when I was like, I want to say like 16 or 17, one of my old like instructors started his own business and like met my mom randomly, so he gave me a job like at a summer camp, and I relearned all this stuff. I got to 3rd degree black belt and stuff like that.
Dude, do you think, honestly, I'm playing psychiatrist right now, do you think you did that because of the bullying that you said you experienced? Like, do you feel like the karate thing was like a reaction to that?
No, that was my parents. My parents put me in it, and I literally used none of my karate against the bully.
I was about to say, and do you wish you kicked the bully's ass?
I think he was like shorter than usual, so his parents had him on HGH, so he was literally like jacked. Like I was pretty sure like even with what I knew, I wouldn't have stood a chance. He's just straight up like raw power.
So that's crazy though. The parents are like, come on, Johnny, get your HGH for dinner.
They're
like,
they're
put it in your milk, drink down your HGH.
They're both doctors, so.
That's even stranger.
Yeah, I would think they wouldn't want him to take HGH, but
I think they knew that like he was going to be shorter, so they're trying to get him like average or something.
They're like, if you're going to be short, you might as well be yoked.
He absolutely was. Like I was like,
Remember how they always say? I've said this before. You can be bald, you can be fat, but you can't be both. It's kind of like you can be short.
I mean, to be fair,
you can definitely be both.
I was gonna say you can definitely be both. You just don't want to.
I feel like
that's my point.
Like
you can be both. Obviously, you could be anything you want. I'm just saying that like can in this sense meaning like you shouldn't. Like basically like you don't want to be both. Because I'm bald, right? If I were fat,
What if
like,
I-
or overweight or obese, how
Okay,
many?
but what if my hair's here?
That works too. But even then, like, how many like females are you attracting, or how much is working for you in life? If you know, if you have both, like,
How much money do you have?
maybe you Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos is bald.
Jeff Bezos could get away with it. Elon Musk could
He's
get
not
away
fat,
with
though.
it. No, but if he was, it wouldn't matter.
Wilson
That's true.
Fisk. You guys don't know him.
Nope.
Will Smith could probably go bald and get fat. Leonardo DiCaprio was fat. He just got to go bald. They'd still love him.
Dude,
I don't know.
okay. I have a very off-topic subject, but you said something that reminded me, and I forgot to tell you last week, Will, so I'm going to tell you guys now. Okay, so 2 podcasts ago, remember I told you about somebody, it's not a coworker of mine, okay? It's just somebody that I happen to work with, you know, once or twice a week that told me about him and another coworker and
Did he hit you up?
the dad thing. No, hell no. But the point of that story was people just be like feeding me information. I don't ask for it. They just give me information. Okay. So here's another story that I think you guys might enjoy. So I'm at this one place and this lady's like, yeah, I've been tired in here recently. It's a place I don't go to very often. Like only every blue moon they be sending me to this place, right? She's like, yeah, I've been here all the time. I gotta work 7 days a week now. And I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, how come? I just be like entertaining the conversation long enough to go on with the tasks, to carry out the duties I'm there for, right?
So it's not awkward and you've got something to do.
Exactly.
Like, when
So I just
yeah.
be, you know, entertaining the shit, right? And they just be like giving me this information freely. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Like y'all looking to hire some people. Everybody's kind of looking for people. She's like, no, well, we had people, but the other girl that worked here, she got fired. And I was like, oh shit, that sucks. She goes, yeah, she was smoking crack in the back of the bathroom. And I was like, oh, for real? And she was like,
I would
she
never
was
smoke
like,
crack.
she was like, yeah, anytime we'd be in here, like she'd always say that she was sick and she'd run to the bathroom. And one time she was in here by herself and a customer used the bathroom after and found like a crack pipe and like a bag of da-da-da in there. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And she's like, yeah, so she doesn't work here anymore. I figured I'd just share that with you guys. That's just added to the list. We've got the dad and friend D'ing down this one girl, and we've got the other place where they've got crackheads smoking dope in the bathrooms. Pretty fun
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah.
I've never experienced either of those things, so and I don't really want to.
I got a feeling those types of things tend to cross paths.
Probably.
Like
It
if you're
could've-
into one, you're probably
It could have been that girl.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's
It
the
might
I'm
be
just
the
thinking
same
about it
person.
now. Guys, if you missed that episode, I think it was a couple episodes back when Nick told that when the guy came up to you and he was like, that girl over there, she's a freak, man. Like we can like with her dad and some other stuff. Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, that story was absolutely crazy.
Dude, hopefully people continue to just entrust me with these stories and I can bring one to the podcast
You
every
can
couple
bring them
of
to
weeks. You
light.
know?
You can give them a voice in a story.
I can let the listeners know that you're not alone. If you smoke crack at your place of employment,
Don't
you're
do
not
it.
the only one.
Please don't do it. We don't
Okay.
endorse this message. We don't. Please
If you
do
like,
not.
if you like getting
Please,
the train
please
run
not.
on you by your dad and
That-
plus
that-
one, then you're not the
No,
only one.
no.
You're not the only one.
Ryan, we
okay?
gotta cut him off.
Can we normalize this
Just
behavior,
turn it backstage.
boys? Okay,
Turn it
No,
backstage.
no.
we're in the world of accepting. Okay, we're out here accepting everybody. We just need to normalize. Okay,
Please don't do drugs at your workplace.
Nah.
do your drugs before you go into your workplace.
No, don't do drugs.
Guys, just don't listen to Nick. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't do drugs at all, and definitely don't be running any trains. Okay, don't none of that stuff.
I mean,
But if you're going to, do them too. But they're better in tandem.
I was gonna say, just keep it to the bedroom. Definitely don't do
Okay.
that at work either.
There we go.
Keep it
Guys,
to the bedroom. Y'all some vanilla mother.
All right.
For podcast purposes, yes.
Oh my god. So guys, here's one I want to ask, and this is a really good one. Because I get to double dip, right? So question number
I mean,
23.
So does that girl's dad.
you just shun people for that, all right?
I set myself up for that one.
Yeah, you did.
Damn it, Nick. All right. So number 23, which is like question 5 or 6 for us. If you were going to get some ink, what would you choose and why?
Okay.
Because
I
when
mean,
you
what-
have one,
What brand cartridges are there?
oh my god, I'll just walk out for the night.
You didn't
Ryan with the
specify.
dad joke of the evening.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, well, what color are they? Is it tricolor? Is it black ink? Is it you
Right.
know,
What color are you missing? You know,
HP maybe?
Are you possibly missing toner?
Yeah, right.
I think Ryan needs to answer first because Ryan's the only non-tatted person of the group.
Sorry, what was the question?
Even though
You're
mine's
gonna get a
kind of
tattoo.
a
Yeah, what would
cop
you
out.
get?
I don't know.
Would you get one?
I don't know.
Maybe you'll think about it.
I
Change
was
your
gonna
mind.
say I'm not a hard no, but I'm also not a hard yes. Like
Right.
in the middle. Like
That makes sense. Yeah.
Let's just do a thought exercise, okay? And Ryan, I know this is going to be a stretch for you because you don't be drinking and stuff like that, but just imagine.
let's not talk about this when my dad's in my house. All right.
All right. So,
But the other part maybe, but the other one.
so never mind.
No.
But we'll-
I mean, you can ask it. And I'll
Okay,
answer the
so
best I
thought
can.
exercise. So let's just pretend you were out a night on the town. You know, maybe you were a little loosey goosey, and it just sprung like, oh, you know, it'd be a great idea. Let's all go get tattoos. So you just find your ass in chair, and you're like, hey, Mr. Tattoo Artist, give me what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I would never. There's no shot I wouldn't do that without research of the artist, planning. Like, there's so much that would
He's
have
an
to go
accountant,
into
Nick.
it.
It's just a thought
Like,
exercise, Ryan.
there's-
It's just a thought exercise.
There's no shot that is
He doesn't
something
care.
I'm doing on a whim. Like,
So-
that's
All
not
right.
something
So
I'm
Ryan,
risking.
here's the thing. What if we have you captive, right? We have
Mm.
you as a hostage, right? And we're saying, Ryan, we've put a bunch of alcohol in your system against your will, and now we're going to say, Ryan, you have to get a tattoo, but we're going to let you pick the tattoo, what you want. And so now
Not
you are
letting
in
you
that
go until you're yadded, okay?
Right.
And the reason and the method that all that alcohol got in there is we gave you a butt plug, or excuse me, a butt chug, okay? So that it would absorb,
Sorry?
so that it would absorb into your bloodstream faster, okay?
So the
Now
butt
you
plug
can't
was not
walk
my idea, Ryan.
For two
Nick
reasons,
doesn't like it.
okay?
Have you heard about the
You're too drunk to stand up straight
Oh.
and your bunghole sore, okay? So
Have you
sit
heard-
down in the chair and get this tattoo. What is it?
Have you heard about the people who do like the I don't know if it's coffee, but there's some sort of like enema that they like rush into their butt or for some reason.
No, see how coffee works is you put that into your
Well, I
mouth
know.
and then it
I
goes
know
out your
because
butt.
there's some,
It's
there's
the
some
other one.
other,
It's like Chipotle.
there's something else that I feel like it was on My Strange Addiction, but there were like people who like legitimately did that like every morning. Like, oh yeah, I wake up, I go, I do it, whatever. Have you seen My Strange Addiction?
You're dodging the question, Ryan.
I'll
What are
get
you
back-
getting tatted, okay?
I promise I'll get back to it, but please just have you seen it?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'll have to send you some clips or whatever. But the thing is that like some of them have like their addictions are like way out there, and you're just like, how in the world? And then they're like, oh, this is my significant other, and you're just like, well, now I feel really bad about myself. It's like there's a guy who like eat glass, and he has like a girlfriend.
I was
who's like,
just gonna say, I seen one where the dude eats glass.
How
Yeah.
the hell do you even
There's-
do that?
he like breaks it
Strange
up.
addiction.
There's one dude who likes
Good point.
pulling hair out of strangers like drains. There's someone who likes eating diapers. There's someone who likes eating her mattress.
Who hasn't
There's someone
pulled
who
hair
likes
out of a
eating
drain
stairs.
before?
No, he likes going to other people's houses and pulling it out.
We've all done that.
He's like,
No, I'm just kidding.
Not at someone else's house.
plumber here. And I'm like, I didn't call for a plumber. He'd be like, well, first one's free. First one's on me.
First of all, you got some hair in the drain?
Let's
'Cause
just
I'm here
check
to
that
fix it.
shower drain.
There's one who I don't know if she like huffs bleach or like cleans her entire house in bleach or something like every day. Like there's some odd things that they do, but that's why I was asking. So
Enough stories. You're
Yep,
not getting out of the chair.
So, I guess if I were to do one, a 3/4 sleeve is probably the way I'd go.
so random. So random. Like, I guess if I was gonna do it, I'd do like my whole fucking arm.
Well, no, like I do.
Like me too.
I've had thoughts about it. I just don't know like all of it.
Dirty
Like I know,
thoughts.
I know more of like the down here area and not less of like the up here, which I
Okay,
can
well,
like.
just you can start somewhere.
So like there's one I'd have to find it, but that I took kind of inspiration from. But like so there'd be like I guess like a little bit of foreground and then like a mountain and then someone standing on top of the mountain and then like the moon and then like this would kind of be like the galaxy, but then you could literally put whatever you want
That sounds
in the
really
galaxy
cool, actually.
so that you could have like different aspects into that.
Nick, are we taking Ryan to Virginia Beach?
Dude, let's do it. And I'll try to come through this time.
He won't promise anything.
I
We'll
have
try.
a bunch of tattoo ideas. I just, like I've said in the past, I always spend my disposable income on other shit. That's why the tattoos haven't been as bountiful. But I'm also glad I didn't pursue some of the ideas when I was younger, because I probably would have been like, what the shit?
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, so my
I'd
thing
have had
is
tribal
that, like,
tattoos everywhere.
oh, I probably would have too, because they're the favorite. I like those, but I feel like a lot of people emphasize like that tattoos have to have meanings, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of people who don't have meanings behind their tattoos. They're just like, oh, this looks.
I
cool.
think that was something that, they're less and less taboo, right? Like the more time that passes, they're a little less and less taboo. So I think that was like something people would say, be like, you can't get one without it having meaning. And there's probably a bunch of people that wanted a tattoo just because they're like, this shit looks dope. Like, you can't tell me that somebody got a barbed wire thing around their bicep because it meant something. They're like, no, I'm going to get all the babes with this. So that was just a deterrent. But now people don't give a shit. They're like, I'm getting the barbed wire around my bicep and I'm getting the babes.
So do you guys find tattoos on like others make them like more attractive, less attractive? Does it depend? How do you
It
guys
depends
feel
if
about
it's
that?
good or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends like what it is. And
Yeah, it
like,
depends on what it is and if it's good. If it's not good, then it's not attractive. Yeah.
because like sometimes they can be like off-putting. You're like, why would you get that there?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I was reading, it's really bad, but like I was reading, it was like on like one of the apps I have for like memes, and it was like a screenshot of a Reddit post, and it's like, what's the weirdest way you broke up with someone or did to like make someone break up with you? And this dude replied, he's like, my girlfriend at the time got tattoos of her kids' faces like on her upper thighs, and he's like, it's super off-putting. So what I did is, when I was about to finish, I pulled out and like finished on them, and he's like, and I told her that I wanted our kids to meet.
Dude.
And then he's like, she left, and I never heard from her again.
Dude, that is so weird, though. That is, you know what? I don't blame the guy. That is so weird. That is so weird. That's what you want staring back at you.
Right. Yeah, it really, it definitely depends. Like, I feel like I'm really picky about a lot of things, and that's definitely like on the list of like, it could go either way. Because like some girl you're interested could be like, oh, I want to get this tattoo, and you're just like, okay, because like you're like, okay, like I understand what you want, but like I don't know how it's gonna, like, you never know how it's gonna turn out until it's done, and then then it's too late to go back.
That was a good example of like, those tattoos did have meaning. Like, that's your children.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't make them good. It still doesn't make it a good idea just because it has meaning. Like, wouldn't you rather just have like some sick barbed wire going around your thigh?
Or I was gonna say, or like the tattoos on, or not the tattoo, the like the paw prints on like the boobs or something.
There's a certain type of woman that gets those tattoos. That's not the type of woman I'm trying to run with. Sorry.
All right, guys, that went way off the rails.
Hey, I told you 3 would be enough.
Yeah.
And you were skeptical after the first one, but we went so far off on the second one.
Ryan, I would say yeah. Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that was pretty on topic. It was about tattoos. That's what
No,
it started.
but then
as.
Ryan talks about having kid tattoos, the guys finishing on them. Like, what?
It was related.
Fair play. All tattoos.
Is that within the rules?
Well, because I asked, like, do you guys find tattoos attractive, unattractive? Does it depend? And then I told us like something I saw, like someone else's point of view. Okay, bye.
What? I didn't even know he could leave.
Yeah.
How is it just me and you?
I really left.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Dude, how did that?
I clicked the back button and I just disappeared.
Yeah, I was like, all right, bye.
It's funny that I went right back in spot number 1 when I came back.
That's because you are the host.
Yeah.
You are the Dundada.
You'll never be down here.
I know. Nick got demoted
Wow.
to the
What
bottom.
are you trying to
Coveted
say?
spot.
What are you trying to say, Ryan?
I said the coveted spot.
I have all this room. Oh, okay. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's true. You are in the coveted spot. But
Also-
yeah, like I think it's obviously preferable to have meaning with the tattoo, right? So, because if it just looks cool, that's fine too. I mean, like
I
if you
guess
just
it also
yeah.
depends on the scale of it, because if it's like something little and cool, yeah, whatever. But if it's like covering like your whole arm, you'd hope there's a
like
little.
with me, like I thought about it for a while, and Nick knew
Yeah.
about this. We talked about it on the podcast several
Like,
times before I did it.
Bro, no, it's gotta look cool. It's gotta look cool.
Yeah, it's gotta look cool. It can't
does,
be meaning
but
and look
That's
shitty.
1A, okay? 1B is having some meaning. 1A is look cool because I don't care if it's small, large, somewhere in the middle. If it's a shitty tattoo,
Oh yeah, no
it's
doubt.
a shitty tattoo.
Yeah, you're right.
It's gotta look cool.
Well, I think they're contingent upon each other. Like the meaning has to like initiate the idea, and then from there you got to make sure it looks cool. Like you can cut out one thing if it has a little bit of meaning. Like for me, I had to do that. Like I made decide to put this over that, and because I knew it would look better, right?
Well, what I was going to say is with yours is also pretty intricate. And I feel like if you're getting that intricate, there's definitely got to be meaning. Like you're not going to get something that looks cool that's that intricate without having some form of meaning, or like you're not going to get that detailed about it. You're just like, oh, cool. I like that jellyfish. Put it on me. Versus like yours has like all different like aspects and like how everything is connected and it and like I'm sure you have them positioned like exactly where you want them for a specific reason, stuff like that.
Right.
Just more thought out, I guess. The more
that's
intricate.
where it looked the best.
I mean, true,
Facts.
true, but
also, it's funny. Like my brother's getting a tattoo this Monday, and he's getting like a half sleeve also. So. And
nice.
I don't know exactly what he's getting. Something with a lion. I'm not exactly sure. But like I told him, Nick was very, like I said, supportive throughout the whole process. Like the pain, Ryan, so if you ever do that galaxy thing, like the pain is not too bad the first couple hours. Then after that, it starts to hurt.
Well, what I was going to say is the biggest issue is I'd probably do it black and white.
That's what I did.
It's going to be awful. But also the reason I wanted that is because like I like the really clean cutoffs. Like how it would just like stop here and just be nothing. Like I think that's.
Oh, so you would have like half sleeve from like elbow to forearm?
No, it literally.
Elbow to mean the wrist.
It's 3/4.
Like, three-quarters sleeve. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd go up. What I'm saying, like could be the galaxy. Like I don't think it'd be full galaxy. Like I put probably other elements in here. I just don't know what.
Gotcha. Okay. So Nick, are you getting anything anytime soon?
I don't know, man. If I could just like think it and it would be on my arm, yeah, hell yeah. But the process of spending the time, that's the hardest hurdle for me. But I've got a bunch of ideas that I would
it be
definitely
something anime related?
Nah. I mean, maybe I would, but nothing that's like within like the top like 5 to-dos. Actually, yeah, one of them is actually Death Note related. Ryan.
Really?
I know someone who got on their forearm. It's Avatar. Have both of you seen it?
Come on,
Avatar Last
bro. It's the only anime Will's ever seen.
So it's literally there's like a break in the middle. Half of it's Prince Zuko with his scar, and the other half is his like blue mask.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
like is the blue Avatar.
It's like a
from
little
the James Cameron movie.
It's like a little rectangle.
The Navi.
Yeah.
That's cool though, Ryan. Maybe you'll get something like that.
Hey, where's your brother going, by the way?
RX
is he local?
Design.
Oh yeah, RX is good. That's where Willie J just went.
Oh, he got another one?
He got a cover up done because when he first got one of his tattoos done, they messed up some numbers on there. So he had to get the numbers covered and redone. Isn't that shitty?
Wow. What do you mean? Like the numbers were just not done well, or they were incorrect?
Yeah, coordinates on there, and they put the wrong coordinates. Like they skipped a number or some shit like that. I don't know what exactly, but yeah.
Damn. See, not at Red 5, man. Joven, he was on the details, man. So, but yeah, Ryan, you'll if you do it, you'll pick someone good. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd probably like go to like one of the winners of like Ink Master or something. No matter how long it took me to get in there, I'd get into one of those. Like
I don't doubt that statement one bit. To be honest,
I was gonna say there's literally not an amount of money I wouldn't pay to make sure it's done and done well.
Right.
Like I would.
Like I had to pay over $2,000 for mine because
absolutely I would not. That's not something I'd risk or want to cheap out on. Exactly. It's not something you want to cheap out on. It's not something you want. Like that, like you want to go somewhere that they know they're going to do it well, they're going to do it right, and like if they have any issues, they're definitely going to take care of you. Like, and I feel like if you do like the cheaper stuff, I feel like it would fade faster, and I definitely don't want to have to like go get it redone or touched up or anything like that too often.
Yeah,
or ever.
Yeah,
I get one free touch up with mine, so I haven't done it yet. Because yeah, I get one free touch up. Yeah, so
I think you'll need it.
Maybe in a couple years or something.
See,
I think that's
the thing is that like a lot of the tattoos I see like for at the gym, like the dudes with the tattoos, they're all like blue, and I'm like, I want like a black, and I feel
No,
like
you don't want color fades.
yeah, well, yeah, oh, okay, so they got like a color and it
Yeah,
faded.
like
Okay.
basically if you get black, like black and gray, they normally call it like that. And mine has some white in it too. That's fine. But if you're start getting blue and yellow and red and whatever, those colors can
No.
fade. And they also take
Okay.
longer because you have to do the whole tattoo and then color it in. So
Okay,
it's
'cause
like
I
it takes
thought-
like the shading's much easier in black and
Okay,
gray.
so I thought
From
they
what I've
got
told.
them. I thought they got them black and it faded to blue for some reason.
Oh, I
but-
know. I think it's probably just color and then you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, it's
Because
definitely
that's one of the that was one of my biggest worries. I'm like, if I take up this much, like, and I get it done, because like I don't have that high of a pain tolerance, so it's gonna be a struggle to get it done once, let alone go back over it and like
Right.
redo it to touch it up. Like that's
if you get
gonna be
3/4 sleeve, I mean, mine was a half sleeve and it was 4 appointments, and they were all like Nick knew they were all like 8-hour sessions. So
Yeah.
I mean, like yours would probably be like 6 appointments. Yeah,
Mhm. That's
So-
like the. Have you guys seen Ink Master?
I've seen some of it. Yeah,
I used to love that shit.
That at the end they have to do like back pieces that take like 40 some hours to do.
wow.
And like they have to like do appointments with people, and like I think there was one year I was watching one of the people like tapped out part of the way through, so they had to find someone else and like do it over again.
Dude, that's one of the things. You gotta really love tattoos to want to get your back tattooed. Like, bro, I can't even see it. I can't even see my own tattoo.
Right.
Right. Like there's someone I follow on Instagram who's Salisbury based that's good. I could send you guys, but like I definitely want to find someone whose like specialty it is what I'm looking for. I want to make sure that like they're well known, established, all that stuff. Like there's
Yeah, it's funny. The place I work at, I know a girl who I work with, and she's getting one, and it's small though, but she's getting on like her rib cage. I'm like, that's gonna hurt. I was like, it's like the ribs, anywhere with a lot of bone. I've always told ribs is one of the more painful spots.
I
you
feel
can
like
get.
that's just that's another thing is like there's just such basic spots that people get them. But
Really, I think
mean,
that looks cool though. I think it looks cool on the ribs, but it just, I was like, just embrace the pain. Like if it's
I was
gonna be
gonna say-
small, it'll be quick, but you know,
I feel like girls go like behind the ear,
Right.
arm usually like under the
or
the,
they'll
the
do
rib-
like
lower
on the wrist,
back.
on the
the
inside. of the
ribs.
wrist.
Definitely the ribs is all like always, and then
Yeah.
they'll do like their like the Achilles or like their ankle, something like
But at the
that.
same time, guys tend to do like half sleeves a lot.
I mean,
like we
yeah,
tend to do
I-
on the
yeah.
arm. So
I know, but I'm just saying like that's a pretty basic spot. So I feel
Right.
like there's a lot of knowledge about like how much it's gonna hurt.
right.
Like I feel like not as much, but I know girls get like in between as well. Like they get stuff that
That
goes
shit
under
looks
and-
tough though.
It can, and sometimes it doesn't. Depends what
Rihanna's
it
looks
is.
good.
That's
Right.
because it's Rihanna.
Right. All right, guys. Any final thoughts for tonight? Anything else you want to, throw in the mix?
Dude, crack.
No.
See, we don't, Ryan. We can't listen to Nick, man. This is what he does. He's a terrible influence on all of us.
All right,
He's
just
gonna
try
get
it.
in
Poop
trouble.
your pants, do crack. Like, I mean, this guy.
Hey, no,
Ryan, can you co-sign before we leave?
absolutely not.
No, I won't. Nick,
Get
you're,
me outta
you're
here.
solo signing this one.
Two out of three podcasters recommend doing crack.
No,
no,
one.
no, no,
We'll see y'all
One out
next
of
time.
three.
I recommend like, commenting, and subscribing.
I recommend that too.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know. I couldn't tell.
It sounds like you were. It sounds like a shopping cart wheel that's like stuck. That's what it sounded like.
That only stays to the side.
That's like the creepy one. There's so many drops on here that I haven't even.
I should have done that one when I said when I was talking about manifest.
Oh yeah, try it. Okay, so Ryan wants to introduce something.
If you're watching the show on Netflix called Manifest,
See, that was perfect. We nailed it. First try.
First try.
All right, guys. I think that's it for the Save the World podcast. Don't do crack. Get a tattoo if you want it. If it has meaning, it's great. Ryan's gonna have a new setup next time. It's gonna look great. He's gonna have his TV off his floor. That's even better.
I'm gonna have a new different like background color. I don't know if I'll get the other stuff in time for the next one, but it'll be a slow progression, and we'll see it throughout the podcast.
And we're gonna tease
Dope.
memes.
Possibly.
Possibly
I talked
next
about a meme earlier, but I mean, if any topics you want to see us pull up with, just let us know in the comments.
And don't do crack.
Or
That's all we have to say.
Yeah, definitely don't do that one or any drugs. But
Deuces. Peace out, guys. That's the end of episode. What is it? 12?
11.
11? All right. I think it's 12. All right.
Well, you titled it 11.
Oh, well, okay. On that note, bye.